Hey peoples, it's your girl Rachel coming to you today, just to kind of drop something on you that's been in my spirit. So I don't know how many of you that really know me personally, but I was diagnosed several years ago with bipolar disorder. And although it's something that I normally do not come on and talk about and share, it is something that I am not ashamed or embarrassed of. So if I'm talking to people or whatever and the subject comes up, I talk about it. So today, that's what I choose to do today. Now, this is supposed to be Mental Health Awareness Month, and what are we in, May? So out of this May, I think for the rest of this May, I will talk about um, mental health disorders and some of the myths and fallacies and some of the truth that is what it is when it comes to mental health. I was diagnosed the other year. You know, sometimes you're doing things and you don't know why you're doing them, and then you're like, okay, what happened for me is I was doing things, but I wasn't sure of why I was doing it, because it was something that I knew wasn't right. I knew that my emotions were too high. I knew I would get too upset and too angry, or too happy, or too over the top of whatever anything was. And so being able to, I started realizing there was something going on with me, even though I had served in the Navy, and I had been gone to counselors and all of that stuff. While I was in the military, they never really told me what it was. But when I got out and I went to a healthcare company that was not related, they were the ones that finally told me the bipolar disorder diagnosis. And so learning that and looking back over my life, and I know, just kind of getting a complete understanding of some of the things that was happening in my youthful years. And I don't know how many of you know that I actually wrote a book called Bringing Down Walls. Well, in that book, I talked about a lot of the risque behavior that I had growing up as a teen. Well, finding out later that my mom, I remember her putting me into a psychiatric hospital. I remember that. I think I might have been 15, 16 or something like that. Well, what I did not realize is that at that time they had diagnosed me with bipolar disorder, but my mom never told me that. And so I went through my whole life knowing that something was going on, knowing that there was something wrong, kind of feeling it, but not understanding exactly what it was. And so it wasn't until later on in life that I realized, oh my God, what am I, sleepy? What the fuck? That's what it was. It's the bipolar disorder. And so after the military, by that time I had social anxiety disorder, which I probably had for a long time. I'm really, really shy for the most part. And PTSD, major depression, which I think they kind of try to put in categories, bipolar depression. So anyway, so I figured this month in May, I'm going to, for the remaining days of May, talk about some of the things that I know to be true and not to be true when it comes to mental health disorders, and what you can, what you can't do, some of the things that you should be looking at, some of the things that really just don't matter. And some of the things that just pisses me off, and that's probably where I'm going to start with, the things that's pissing me off, really. People just say shit to just be saying shit. It don't even make no sense to me. I don't even know why. It's driving me crazy. But okay, I'll be on some.